Hey, how are you doing this evening? This is AMPspirationTTV, and I am your host, the Plum Queen. Well, it is Monday, first day of the week. I appreciate you guys giving me all of your time and your energy. Make sure y'all hit that share button, share, because you know we got to make AMPspiration go viral. Peace to everyone that is in the building. Yeah, we got to talk about this because I actually had something else in mind. I was going to be talking not so much about the issue that I had last week, but more so about the concept of how we put our feelings and we feel like those feelings trump, you know what I'm saying, what actually is. But I witnessed something yesterday that was very disturbing, and I think it needs to be addressed. Okay, so for the sake of the privacy of the individual that this happened to, I'm going to make up a character. The story is the same, character is different. Okay, so me and a friend of mine, a homegirl of mine that I went to college with, me and her are still cool, and we hang out sometimes. And this particular day, which was yesterday, I was hanging out with her, and we went to go pick up her son from her baby daddy's house, or their meeting spot, or however that works. Okay, so we rolled up. We are on our way, you know, to their meeting spot. And before we actually get to the spot, the father of her child calls her, asks her where she is. She tells him that she's actually up the block. He sounded very funny, you know what I'm saying, on the phone. Neither here nor there. Didn't really think about that. You know, they're going, you know, through a big issue. They don't really get along. So I figured that's where the tone came from. So we roll up to the actual place, and we see her son and, you know what I'm saying, the father of her child standing outside of his car with his significant other sitting in the car when we approach. So my friend gets out of the car. Initially, we just thought it was just going to be exchange of the child, and we was going to go on about our business. But when she gets out the car, you know what I'm saying, the father of her child is very irate. He's upset. You know what I'm saying? They're going through some issues, I'm going to assume, about, I guess, where he's supposed to be going to school. And he was very upset about, I guess, whatever arrangement they had is no longer going smoothly. So he was in his feelings when she pulled up. But mind you, I said he called her prior to us getting there, and he didn't sound like he was upset at all. He sounded weird, but not upset. It was just simply, where are you? I'm close. We already here. That's how that conversation went. So when we got up there, he, like I said, he was upset. He got irate. He started yelling at her. Now, mind you, I'm sitting in the passenger seat. His significant other is in the car, and he's yelling at her in front of her son about whatever it is that they're supposed to be they having their issue with. Then there was a gentleman that was walking out of a store that we were parked in front of, and he noticed and heard, you know what I'm saying, him yelling at her. So the gentleman proceeded to tell him, hey, you know, calm down. You don't need to talk to her like that. Because, like I said, he was very aggressive. So much so that he low-key threw his son, told his son to get back in the car once, you know what I mean, then came back out, told him, no, get back into my friend's car, and he kind of threw him in there. Now, not to say that, you know, he, purposely wanted to hurt his son, but he was so in his feelings and so angry that he kind of flung him in the back of the car. So my friend gets in her car and calls the police. Like, you know what I'm saying, like she should. Now, normally this friend of mine is not normally like that. Normally, she's with the shits. She's willing to fight, especially when it comes down to her child. But she's growing, she's learning, you know what I mean, centering herself. So she's trying to do everything in the right manner, especially in front of her child. She's trying to teach herself to control herself, and she did a very good job at that. So she calls the cops. He slams her door shut, and then he kicks it and dents the door. Okay? Gets back, goes into his car, realizes she's calling the cops, so he peels off. So before he peels off, he starts arguing with the gentleman who told him to stop yelling at my friend. talking about he in it, he with the shits today, he in the right attitude, like he was really, was about to fight this man. And the man was an older dude. He was old enough to be all of our fathers, at least. So to make this long story short, we're sitting there. My friend calls the cops, tells them where we are, tells them that she has a witness that is willing to stay here and wait, to tell his side of the story. Because granted, I was going to tell mine, but technically I'm biased. I'm her friend, That's something that, the father of her child can bring up if that was a situation. But there was a complete stranger that was watching the whole scene. So we're in the car. 20 minutes go by. Almost 40 minutes go by. The cops do not show up. Now, let me give you a little background. My friend has had several physical altercations with this individual. It is on record, with the police department about those other situations. So this is a repeat offense. She is a victim of this individual. It's on record. And she called the cops about him, and they didn't even take them 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, they still didn't show up. And then, all of a sudden, this car pulls up around near us, and the guy in the car starts speaking to the gentleman, who witnessed, the situation. And they get to talking, and then the guy comes over to us and tells us, you need to call 911 again because they're not sending anybody over here. Excuse me? First of all, we called 911. It's not like we called, Bibb County's, correctional office. We called 911, told them that it was an emergency. And I'm going to assume that the gentleman has a friend in the police department, so he called him about the situation, and the gentleman was kept it frank with him. Yeah, they not coming. Y'all gonna have to call again. The fuck? A woman just called the cops and told the cops, that the father of her child was being irate, and so much so that he kicked and dented her car. They've had other physical altercations. And y'all not coming? So then we call 911 again, like the gentleman said. Okay, call 911. We already called. We're waiting, for a car to come. And, and the guy even told her to make it more extra, like just tell him you're scared and all this other jazz, and you have almost like he was trying to coach us on what to say to them to make it an emergency. The fuck? So she says this. The person on the other end says, okay, we got that call. She ran back the address or where we were at. Someone is on its way already. Okay, we chilling. Another 10 minutes go by, and then my friend gets a phone call, and it's the police. Wait a minute. We called 911 twice. Why the police calling us back? Then when they call back, they're telling her, they're re-asking her the same questions that she already answered. Where they were, the type of car she was in, the type of car he was in, names and all of that. You just called us and told us that you had that on record and someone was on the way. So why are you calling us back asking for the same information that you clearly had? Then they tell her, the police officer says you should go home and they'll meet you there. What? So you call 911, and then the police officers gets to choose Where they gonna meet you at? I'm sitting in the car listening to this. Like I said, and you know what I'm saying, when I switched up my flyer for this, I wouldn't have believed this. I would have absolutely questioned this if I wasn't sitting there listening and watching this bullshit. And it gets worse. So my homegirl doesn't live out here. She lives about 2 hours away. She was doing an exchange of the child. So you telling her, y'all don't even have, y'all assuming that this is I guess a regular domestic violence situation going on in Bibb County and all this other stuff. You're assuming what's going on instead of, you know what I'm saying, responding to a 911 call from a woman with a child and a witness. So of course she tells him, listen, I don't live here. Are y'all coming or not? And then the lady's going back and forth with her because now my friend is, you know what I'm saying, she's irritated now. I'm irritated. So I know she's irritated and she really want to curse this lady out in the dispatch because she's acting like this is normal fucking behavior for a 911 call. I have never seen this shit in my 34 years. Like, what if he would have came back? We were out there for an hour. What if he would have dropped off his girl and came back and tried to finish that off? It's her and me with one arm and her son. What if he would have came back? Like I just did a video yesterday telling my sisters, you know what I'm saying, on how they need to be divine feminine again and, you know, how they need to be soft now, you know what I'm saying, all sorts of stuff. But how can I even tell them that when shit like this happens? Like, this is why my homegirl is as rough as she is. Because she doesn't have anybody to protect her. Not even the police. She has to fight for herself. Had he came back, I absolutely would have did something, but I can't protect her from him. We can definitely jump that nigga, but I can't save her from him. Now, what if he would have came back and did something and then somebody got killed? Then what? Then y'all gonna lock her up for self-defense when she did what she was supposed to do? She called the authorities as we were supposed to do, spoke to them several times. And we were not far from the actual police station. That shit is asinine, man. Brothers, we need your protection. Our women are out here having, you know what I'm saying, to fight whole men to protect themselves and their children. How can we expect them, honestly, to, you know what I'm saying, to submit to y'all and love y'all and let y'all be the head when they have no protection? They got to protect themselves from other men. That is like, I don't know what that feels like. That's one thing that you know what I'm saying, I can thank the universe for. I have never, ever feared, you know what I'm saying, my life, ever. Yo, I live by myself. I walk these Macon streets on a regular basis. When I'm going grocery shopping, going to the bank, doing whatever, going to the gym, whatever I'm doing, I'm walking and taking the bus. Not ever when I walk out my door do I fear that someone's going to do something to me or somebody's going to hurt me. Ever. I was just in New York with some brothers that I just met. Brother Rizza Islam and Brother Ben, as we was walking in Times Square late at night, 4 o'clock in the morning. We was in Coney Island, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I promise you, the whole time, not once did I ever fear my life. I knew that if anybody tried anything with us, it was going to be a wrap. Somebody was going to get their ass whooped. Period. That's how I feel when I'm around men. And it broke my heart that my homegirl does not know what that's like. She doesn't have her father to help her. That she didn't even want to tell her father about it. Because for what? Because he wasn't going to do anything. So the father of her child can just verbally abuse her. You know what I'm saying? He can intimidate her. He can destroy her property. And all of that. And there's nothing she can do about it. There's no one there to check in, because that's what the little nigga need, to be quite honest. He just needs his ass whooped real quick. He needs to know that if you try something like that, that this is what's going to happen. And to be quite honest, this is what we need in our community, period. We should not fear walking down the street. Period. I put my hat off to the dude, you know what I'm saying, that intervened and told him, you know what I'm saying, to chill out. He didn't have to do that. He don't know us. He could have went on and mind his business. But he saw, you know what I'm saying, her, like she was just standing there talking to him, you know what I mean, and he's just yelling at the top of his lungs. For nothing. And even if it was for something, you need to learn how to control yourself. That shit is bugged out. I can't even be mad at my homegirl. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? Because I always be trying to tell her, you know, she need to smooth her, you know, smooth rough down her edges and all of that. But how can I truly say that? No, and she doesn't have anybody to protect her. How can I tell her to put her guard down when there's nothing, you know what I'm saying, to counteract that? When there is no protection to, you know what I'm saying, to counteract, you know, her own aggression. She got to protect herself and her son. Black men, we need your protection. Any person, any man should know that if you mess with us, it's going to be a wrap. That's how that should be. Like, I got to give a shout out to the Nation of Islam and the Hebrew Israelites, because they don't play that, yo. I've witnessed it. They do not play about security. You're not about to mess with them, their women, none of their peoples, and thinking that you gonna walk these streets chilling. We have a right to defend ourselves. This shit is crazy. It pissed me off so bad because I feel helpless because I'm not a man, so I can't beat a man. Like, I was just thinking the whole time, I was trying to put out positive vibes, like, please don't let this go left. Because what are we going to do? Now, we was going to do something. I can promise you that. Because I fear nobody. You can ask a couple of people who tried me already. I don't play that. I already know, you know what I'm saying, death is an illusion. When it's my time to go, it's going to be my time to go. And I'm not going to leave a second before that. So I fears nobody. Which is why I live my life the way that I do. But what's crazy is that this stuff is happening. And my homegirl, she's bigger, she's taller than me. You know what I'm saying? She got 2 hands. She's stronger than me. Like, she's been fighting niggas her whole life. She's been built for that. I'm nothing like that. I can count on my one hand how many fights I've had, period. I've never had a fight, you know what I'm saying, with a man. But on my one hand, I've only had 4 physical altercations in my whole life. I don't know what that's like. And that's crazy. Black men, we need your protection. If you see, and I know sometimes you say you don't want to get into situations, you know what I'm saying, but something's had to give. How is this going to stop? Who's going to stop this? If y'all don't. That is one of the P's. Y'all supposed to protect us. That's what the whole masculine thing. Y'all supposed to protect us. That is one of y'all jobs. And we need that. Your daughters need that. My homegirl is somebody's daughter. I don't care how grown she is, how many kids she got. She's somebody's daughter. It's crazy. I feel you, Tashi, and that's what I'm saying. Like I was saying in my last show, I was talking, about, telling y'all, I understand y'all was fighting, but you don't need to do that no more. The trauma's not there anymore. But nah, this shit is still going on, and I see why y'all can't let y'all guard down. I see that. I see why it's so hard. Because that's crazy. I don't know how I would feel if, I had to fight everybody, and, my whole life and had no one there to assist as a woman. How do you expect us to be women if we out here having to fight men? Like, how? You gotta have more masculine energy, to take that on. Brothers, we need your protection. Please. The police ain't about to do it. I just thought, you don't understand what was going on through my mind. Because again, I live by myself. I'm good when my king is around, but when he's not, I'm by myself. So you mean to tell me that I call the police about somebody attacking me or doing something to me, and there's a possibility that y'all niggas ain't gonna show up? Because you're making assumptions about the situation or whatever it is? You not gonna show up? Sisters, learn how to shoot a gun. Get your gun license. Learn self-defense. Learn martial arts. Learn that shit. I promise you that's what I'm going to do. That's scary. That scared me. Like I said, I normally are not in situations like that, but I'm not above reproach. That can happen to me. And now I've just witnessed that I can't even really call the police. That's crazy. Learn self-defense. Learn martial arts. Learn how to shoot a gun. Absolutely learning how to do that. Absolutely getting my gun license. I have the right to protect myself. Ain't that why our country, our troops get to go into other places and bomb places and all that? Ain't that because we protecting our country and shit? Well, let me tell you something. I have the right to protect myself. We need to do that. That shit was crazy. Black men, we need your protection. Positively, absolutely. I knew that already, but we need your protection. Please. This is so needed. No woman should ever feel that way. Ever. Like I said, anybody that was with us, when we were in Coney Island or when we were in Times Square, I am willing to say and to speak for every female that was out there, every queen that was out there. We knew for a fact that we were safe. And specifically, Brother Rizza Islam made it his business. It's in his character to do certain things to make sure that we're safe. We absolutely have to do better. Brothers, please, if you see this shit, please say something. This is why these dudes are getting away with that. These assholes are getting away with that. These fuck niggas is getting away with that, because that you're not a real man doing that shit. But that's why they're getting away with it, because there's no consequences to their actions. They're getting away with that. Somebody need to put the pause on niggas like that. There are women getting locked up for protecting themselves in abusive marriages and abusive relationships. And you pretty much telling them that they need to deal with that and keep calling the police, but the police don't do nothing. Then you murk that nigga, and then now you're getting locked up for protecting yourself. That shit is whack. We gotta do better. Protect us. Instead of cat calling at us, protect us. I told you, every woman that you see is your mama, is your sister, is your woman, is your wife, is your daughter, is your niece, your cousin, all of that. Protect us. Please. We need it. You say that you feel like us independent women, you know what I'm saying, don't need you. No, that's what we need. Honestly, that will be part of the death to the independent woman or the bad bitch or whatever and all that shit. If we had y'all's protection, we wouldn't want to be the man of the house. We wouldn't have to do that. We got to do better. I was so blown yesterday. That could have went absolutely left. And I was there. That would be a whole problem. That's crazy. Like, I got to start walking. I feel like I got to start walking around with my taser. Definitely got one of those. Get you one. Got a flashlight. Zip. Real quick. We do. We absolutely got to take accountability. You know what I'm saying? I talked to her, you know what I'm saying? She overstands. She chose that individual, all that shit, so she knows she got to deal with that. She's learning to overstand that. But at the same time, that shit's uncalled for. That man has no right to try to intimidate her like that, like I said, and destroy her property because he's in his feelings about some shit. Because just like she picked him, nigga, you picked her too. Take accountability for your actions and your choices. Don't I tell y'all this all the time? You can avoid stuff like this if you picked the right person in the first place. So all of that rah-rah was unnecessary. I have no respect for nobody that does nothing like that. And then you did that in front of your son. Do you see how this cycle works? Now his mother has to let him know and make sure that he knows that is not how you behave. This is how you get the Chris Browns of the world. Watching their mamas get abused on a regular basis. And then they grow up thinking that that's how you're supposed to handle your anger, how you're supposed to express yourself. That they think that's cool. And then y'all run down on the Chris Browns of the world. Because y'all expect them to know better. That's what we expect. But no, he saw that. We have to do better. We have to protect ourselves. Nobody is going to do that. That has been made very clear to me. I knew that already, but that has been very made clear to me yesterday. That nobody is going to save us but us. We have to protect each other. Period. That shit was whole crazy. So to my sisters, like, not to say that I take back what I said yesterday, you know what I'm saying, but on Friday, but it's just, I feel y'all, man. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that, you know what I'm saying, that y'all have to deal with that, you know what I'm saying, with that emotional turmoil. I'm sorry that you have to be on guard like that. That you can't relax and be a woman because you got niggas out here that are bugged and don't know they motherfucking place. Excuse my language, but that shit's crazy. I'm sorry that y'all got to deal with that. Sometimes I wish I was a man just for that reason. Just so I can go dog turkey ham on some people, because that's all some people need. Just they ass whooped. One good time. That's all it takes to let a nigga know that that's not going to be tolerated. You're going to have to act right. Because if you don't act right, this is what's going to happen. Point blank and period. Kings, everybody needs to know that we're not to be touched. That needs to be common knowledge. Just like you know how not to go in a white neighborhood and do that. Just like y'all know not to fuck up with white women because y'all know what's going to happen to you. They need to fear that same thing when it comes down to us. Period. That's all I got. That's my story, man. And I'm sorry, my sisters. I'm truly sorry I'm so sorry. Brothers, y'all can change this. It is y'all duty to change this. We should not fear our lives when we walk these streets, especially in our own communities. We should not fear each other. It should not be okay. It's not okay. And fuck the police, because they're not about to do nothing. Like, that shit just blowed me. I've never seen no shit like that before. Police call you back and tell you to go somewhere else when you're calling for an emergency. Where they do that at? Learn how to shoot. Get you a gun. Protect yourself. Learn self-defense. Learn martial arts. Learn pressure points. All of that. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Every female, we need to learn that too. You should be able to protect yourself. We need to stop being victims. Being a woman is not weak. It is not. We endure more shit than men do. Trust me, especially on a physical level. Y'all deal with stuff, but that's why we were given the job to give forth life. That whole thing, your whole body, you know what I'm saying, warping itself to create a life. That shit is crazy. I know grown ass men are so gangster, but they get a paper cut and they'll start crying. Men get sick, catch a cold or something like that. They're like babies. So we're strong. We're made to build, sir, but we're not built for that. That's not what we're built for. Not to be abused. We got to do better. Ladies, protect yourself. Fellas, protect us. Period. That's how we gonna unite. We gotta find value in us. Find value in each other, people. We don't value each other's lives. We don't value each other's safety. That's a problem. Alright, I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm upset now. I ain't even gonna front. That really just fucked me up, And like I'm just thinking about all the people that I know that are close to me that have dealt with stuff like this. And you know, all the times that I try to give them a positive word and just tell them how this gonna be all right, and you know what I'm saying, you know, this too shall pass, and you know, all of this positive shit, but then it's just like, but then that. Protect yourselves, man. Black men, protect us. I love y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go on this good old Monday. Okay? I appreciate y'all giving me y'all time and y'all energy. Make sure y'all tune in on Wednesday. I'm going to talk about the topic that I was supposed to talk about tonight, then. Talking about how feelings and truth always trump. Sorry, that's just what it is. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you some examples on why, and I'm going to and give you a good perspective on why that is, and why this is a major issue, you know what I'm saying, in our society, because it stagnates us and it stops us from growth. It seriously does. And this is why we need to learn as a society, as a people. We need to start embracing truth, no matter how hard it hurts or how you feel about it. We have to start embracing truth. When you embrace and accept truth, you know what I'm saying, you will heal. Life will honestly be a whole lot more simpler if you start embracing the truth. I promise you that. So tune in on Wednesday. We're going to talk about it. Make sure y'all hit the share button. Share. Because this message absolutely needs to go out. Everybody needs to hear this. Please share it. Bananas. I love y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all evening. Be inspired. Peace.